Let's look at the second question quickly. Just leave that for a minute, everybody can see. Okay, good. Now, let's look at the second question possibly and see whether you can actually handle that one. Okay, the second question says, what is the magnitude with which the bullet strikes the block? The magnitude with which the bullet strikes the block. So, what does that mean? That means if I've got the velocity of that one which I worked out as 6,025, I can now go into this part here, and this is the conservation of momentum. That's correct. So, I am going to my whiteboard again just to show you how I have prepared it beforehand. Just look at it quickly again. If we can get it a bit, there we go, a bit more, there we go. Can you see? Well, I have done it, everybody. Just watch carefully. This is my block, the mass of it. This is my block, the unknown, sorry, my bullet, the unknown velocity. This is my block which was standing still, velocity 0, so everything is 0. There is the two combined, so it's that's 1,575 for the two combined, and my velocity which I worked out earlier 6,05. And then I find that my velocity of the bullet is 126,53 meters per second. Right, here's a summary. This is your book work. The conservation of mechanical energy and the conservation of momentum. But please note, when they ask you to name and state, that you've got to name the principle of conservation of momentum, and you've got to state it. That's why I put the two words here for you to see. In that answer that we had the first time, where it was about the bullet, no sorry, it was the cricket ball plus the block that moved up from x to y, I want to emphasize the following. You don't have to write that in, but that will be a great help to you. But you got to write this because this part is going to get you to this part here. Okay, that's important for you to know. What I want to re-emphasize here, don't forget your zeros. Put in the 0 values. Why is this 0? Because the height was 0. Why is this one 0? Because the velocity was 0. That means at the top when something is standing still, this one was at the bottom. And in this example, we found that you must write down the conservation of momentum. Again, why was this one 0? That was the one you had to find. Why is this answer? Because the block was the clay was standing still, was hanging still, and then you find your answer. So, that is important for you to know when you work out and you neatly set out your work. Make sure that your equations, equal signs are one below the other. Now, in the last sum that you've done, please note that that is our conservation of momentum. Make sure that you do your equation, that you substitute properly, and that you write in your units. The next one and last one is your conservation of momentum. You know that by now. What do I want to say? Analyze situation before you do it. Know your book work. Do your homework, and this is your homework. Question 6 from 2009 question paper, final matric paper, and question 4 from the 2010 final paper. Those are the two questions that you have. And lastly, this is what the questions look like in those two papers, question 6, 2009, question 4, 2010. If you don't have them, ask your teacher.